I had a roommate who was a professional chef and was an incredible chef, and also was a person that was very different, had different values to me, had different lifestyle, had different preferences, was a lot more social, loved just being, the type of person that needed to be around other people and to be constantly busy. And it's funny that it's in the early stages of the process of awakening or becoming authentic or being true to myself. You get a lot of slack. You get a lot of people trying to convert you, trying to change you, trying to bring you back into the group think, and trying to get you to conform and mold you for whatever their motivations are. I think a lot of them just think that, you won't be happy unless you conform. And what people sense, they're able to smell it. In my early stages when I was starting to break away from the herd, they sensed a little bit of self-doubt, a little bit of weakness, and unsure, insecurity about the path I was going. And a common phrase people say, well, I hope you find what you're looking for. I hope you find yourself, as a way to dig that I was lost in need of rescuing. And when they smell that, it's like an animal in the wild when they pick out the weak link, the weak deer, or the one that's injured. And when people smell that there's a slight bit of self-doubt that you have, they'll hone in and hammer away at that. And so my early stages when I started just kind of breaking away from conformity, I got so much pressure to, hey, you need to kind of reel me back in. They sense that weakness. As I've grown, as I've kind of continued along the journey, I get that a lot less frequently where people try to change me. But I recently had a roommate where he was a professional chef, and I think it was my over niceness. I wanted to be kind, and he wasn't a person that was very receptive to absolute honesty. So I would just kind of, and it was kind of funny at first, but he would try to, oh, you need to be this, you need to be more social, you need to go out and, drinking, you need to go to this place, you need to do, just kind of trying to give me an overhaul and advice on how I should live my life. And I looked at his life and I said, man, I don't want my life to look anything like your life. But you're a professional chef and you cook some incredible food. So anything you have to say about cooking or the culinary arts, I'm all ears. But if you're trying to tell me how to live my life, thanks. No thanks, I'll take a pass. And it came to the point where sometimes you need to give people not a literal physical punch, but a verbal punch in the nose. It just kind of shocks them and wakes, hey, listen, set some boundaries with them. Stop telling me how to live my life. Stop telling me what you think is best for me, and focus on yourself, and basically leave me alone. So it came to the point where I had to give this person a little verbal punch in the nose and just create some boundaries here, because it just, once in a while I don't mind. It's just like people are always trying to, make suggestions, and it's, whatever, no big deal. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks for your caring. But it got to be the point where it was so repetitive that I had to give him a verbal punch in the nose, and there was like this, he was very offended and hurt. I don't know, I think he was a little bit hurt by it, that I didn't want to follow his advice. It's a bruising of the ego. And I tried ramping it up. First I tried gently letting him know that, okay, cool it. I get your point. You want me to live like you. You want me to be like you. You want me to have your same values. But eventually, if that doesn't work, you have to step it up. Anyways, but man, could this guy cook? So anything he had to say, I learned so much from him on how to cook. I'm not a big person. I think for me it's not a good use of my time. It's not something I value, spending a lot of time preparing food. But I learned so much from this guy on how to cook. So the point is there's always going to be people do-gooders trying to tell you how to live your life, especially if you're a black sheep and you stray from the herd. Always. And the two things that help kind of protect yourself is, one, to be confident in your own walk, that you're on the right path, and that you are not seeking out to be rescued, that you are absolutely passionate and love the direction in which your life is moving. The second thing is to know the source. So is this person somebody that I want to be like, I want to emulate, I want my life to look like theirs? Do I want to have their same values? And if you're a black sheep, 97% of the population, no. But that doesn't mean they don't have good advice. If I'm at the gym and I see it's like a skinny guy trying to give me advice about how to lift weights, I'm not going to listen. But yet we listen to people that want to give us advice that are absolutely neurotic, whose marriages are a mess, whose lives are a mess, who are in financially chaotic, their lifestyle, and they're not happy, and then they try to give us advice. It's bizarre, but it happens all the time. So know the source, and just I love the line, "Thank you for your opinion." Thank you for your opinion. I used to coach sports teams, children's sports teams, and I used to get so much slack from parents that thought that they knew how to do a better job than I did, and they would come up, and some of them would be just because I made some what I intuitively risky gambles in when I was coaching, and so they would come up and how could you do that? And all I'd say is, thank you very much for your opinion. And it's really disarming because it cuts through the crap, and it clarifies that that's their opinion. And it kind of disarms their self-righteousness. Some people might even get more upset about it. But we have this dogma that what we believe, what we think is so right. And we ourselves are guilty of it. People that are walking, or black sheep that take the road less traveled, beware of this in yourself, wanting to convert everybody else and your way is the right way. It's the right way for you. It's the right way for me. But it doesn't mean it's the right way for another person. And really the majority of what the influx of information, the overload, the majority of it is just crap. It's just, even in spiritual circles, 80-90% of what I hear in spiritual circles, is just crap to me. Now, maybe some stuff is scientifically proven to be crap, but on an intuitive level, it's just, I try to just apply to what is real. I try to use common sense and try it for a week or 2 weeks or a period of time in your life and kind of be a tester of truth. Personally, it seems like we kind of let down our filter, and the Iraq War was a perfect example of how just everyone was fooled. We just let down our guard, especially when we're emotionally charged and we want revenge, or we want this, or we want that. And it's best to be discerning. And a lot of people say, well, don't use your mind. I think the mind is such an effective tool on discerning truth from BS. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and just really, I think once you start developing that inner confidence, it's not so important what people think, say, or do. Your identification is no way reflected of other people's opinions. If it was, you become their slave.